Hey everybody and welcome to my channel Beauty Floss. I'm new to this and this is my first video, so go easy. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm not a professional, so if my own techniques offend anybody, I'm sorry. But here we go. So first I like to start with filling in my eyebrows. These shape the face. My eyebrows are pretty thick, but I don't like really harsh shape. I'm then going to move on to my eyeshadow, and I'm starting with the lightest red base colour in my crease. And I'm just blending that in well. It'll start as a nice transition colour and it will help the rest of my colours blend smoothly together so it gets a nice gradient look. I'm going to move on to a darker red colour for my outer corners, and I'm going to blend this softly up into the crease. I'm hood-lidded, so sometimes it's hard to get a perfect look, but I know what works best for me and I don't follow a particular technique. So whatever works best for you, you go ahead and do. There's no need to apply it a particular way. If it works for you, stick with it. Now I'm going to go in with a shimmery gold colour on my lid, but first I'm going to apply some concealer. This will help the gold shimmery colour stick a bit better, and it'll also clean up any smudges from the crease colour. The shimmery colour will make my lower lid, my mobile lid, pop, and it will mask the look of the hooded lid, with the red colours adding depth so that the hood isn't so visible and the gold will pop. I'm just going to add some highlight to the inner corners as well. Again, this will just make the eyes look a little bit wider and a little bit more awake. I'm going to add a dark brown to the outer corners again and just softly blend that up into the crease just a small bit so that the colours blend nicely together and it looks like a nice gradient look. Now I'm going to move back in and clean up my eyebrows with some concealer. It'll add a better shape to them and it'll cover any smudge from my brow pencil. And I'm going to use a makeup wipe to clean the edges of my eyeshadow. This will create a nice straight line so that it doesn't look like my shadow has smudged all over my jawbone or my cheekbones, sorry, jawbone, my cheekbones, and it'll just create a cleaner look. I'm just adding a nice corner just so that it looks a bit better. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to my eyeliner. I'm using liquid liner for this, and this takes me forever to do. Forever. Again, when you're hood-lidded, it's hard to get a very straight line. So you're going to see that I go in quite a bit with some cotton buds just to clean up them smudges. This is also going to mess up my eyeshadow a little bit again, just because I'm clearing the smudges. But you can go over that again. I'll show you in a minute just how to fix that. So I'm going to create a nice subtle wing. Sharp wings and bold wings don't work well for me because the outer corners of my eyes tend to hang down a small bit, tend to droop a small bit. So it's better that I just create a nice subtle wing. Sorry if half my face is off camera, by the way. I've got a mirror to the side and it's a bit easier to look into the mirror than to look into my viewfinder. But you get the gist of what I'm doing. Again, I'm just going to clean up any of these smudges with cotton buds. They're fairly handy to keep because their small tip is easier to access. I'm just going to go over the lid again with the gold shimmery shadow, and this will just clean up any smudges that I have made with the eyeliner, anything I've wiped off with the cotton buds, and it'll just add that pop back to my eyes. I'm going to move on to the concealer again, and I'm going to clean up the edges of my eyeshadow and my eyeliner. This will make the line nice and straight so that anything you have messed up will be covered. I'm just going to pat that in with my fingers. You don't want to brush it because then you risk smudging it a bit more. Now I'm going to run dark pencil along my waterline, and this I feel just makes my eyes pop a little bit more. If you don't like adding the dark liner to your waterline, then don't, each to their own. And I actually add it to just under my eyelashes, my top eyelashes. I feel this creates a darker look at the base of the lashes, and that leads me into my mascara. Now I use two different mascaras. I use one for length and one for volume. My eyelashes are not very long and they're not very dark. So again, first I use the lengthening mascara. It's thinner. Sorry, I just nearly poked my eyeball out there. Now it's a thinner brush, so it does help me separate the lashes a bit more and they do look longer. I will then move in with the volumizing mascara. As you can see, the wand is much thicker, but this creates a nice thick base on my lashes, and I prefer this look. It looks fuller, it looks thicker. I don't like false lashes, but this works well for me. Now I'm just going to go in with the darker red shadow that I used, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. This will help the colour pop. Now when I'm finished with my eyes and my brows, I like to move on to my face. I'm going to start by dotting the foundation all over my face, and I'm going to move in with my oval brush to blend all that out. The oval brush I have is from AliExpress, and I think it was 83¢. It did take a month for delivery, but it's worth the wait for 83¢. I know you can get them in Primark, you can get them in some pound shops and stuff, but to be honest, I've never tried them, and I've never tried the Artiste brushes either because, to be honest, I can't afford them. But it's nice to have something different to apply, and it is really quick and it does go on really nice and smoothly. I will leave the names of all the products I'm using today in the description box later on. Now I like to put a second layer of foundation on just kind of my forehead, the apples of my cheeks, my chin, my nose, just kind of that regular T-zone area, because I think that's where I need the foundation more, and I just blend that out into the rest of my face. But I'm definitely focusing on the middle of my face. That's definitely where I need it more. Now I'm going to move in with my concealer. I'm going to do an upside down triangle shape just below my eyes to cover my bags. I'm going to move this up to the side just up to about where my wing is. And I'm going to run it along the bridge of my nose, just down the bridge of my nose. My chin, a small bit on my forehead, just to lighten up those areas. I like them areas to pop a little bit better. And I'm just going to blend that in again with my overbrush. Under the eyes is probably better to pat rather than brush. So you'll see that I'll move in with my fingers, just patting that out a little bit more, just so that it doesn't smear. and so that it settles into the skin a little bit better. Now I'm going to move on to contour. As you can see, I have a pretty chubby face, and so I like to go into the natural hollow of the cheeks. I tend to purse my lips together, you know, a little fish face. Purse them together, you will see the natural hollow of your cheeks, and just follow that. I like to go under my lip line, down the sides of my nose and my forehead, and just under my jawline to hide my double chin. I blend that in well. Now, I have a pretty wide nose, so I do like to contour it, but I don't like to contour it to the stage where it looks like I have had a nose job. It's not natural, and I don't really like an unnatural look. That's probably why I don't go for a full coverage foundation either. I'm going to move in with that contour, and I'm just going to blend in the contour on my forehead. Now, it looks a bit patchy here, but when my hair is down, it does cover. I have a naturally bright ring around my forehead where the sun doesn't get, so I don't get bronze, and it's very hard to cover that up. But once my hair is down, you can see that line, and I promise the contour on my forehead is blended in properly. Just make sure you blend your cheeks out. You don't want to create a really harsh line. You don't want to look like you have got a pencil or a marker and literally drawn on your face. It's not natural, it's not pretty. Just make sure you blend that in really well. And don't go too close to your lips when you're doing your contour, because it almost looks like your face is cut in half then. Just follow the natural hollow of your cheeks when you make your fishy face. Going under the jawline, again, like I said, helps to hide my double chin. It makes my face appear to be a little bit slimmer. Spit it out, Tuesday, can't talk today. But if you blend that in nice and well, it will start to look very glowy. You'll start to look more chiseled and a little bit prettier. Now I'm just going to go in with a little bit of highlight, and I'm going to run down the bridge of my nose. I'm going to go just along the tips of my cheekbones, chin, and a very small bit on my forehead. My cheekbones, again, I do have cheeks, I do have cheekbones, but because I have a fuller face, it's very hard to find where the line goes. You don't want to create a very harsh line, you just want a natural dewy look on your cheeks. You want a natural shine. So I like to blend that in with a fluffy brush. It creates a thinner line for me, and I just prefer the look rather than using a fan brush. Now I'm just going to add some face powder all over the face. This will just set everything in nicely. It'll make the highlight stick to the cheeks and nose area, and it'll help set my foundation a little bit better. I'm just going back in with the contour. I quite like the bronze look, but not orange. Don't go overboard. Don't walk around like a tangerine. It's not pretty, it's not nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use loose white powder. I'm going to tap that under my eyes, along the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and just under the contour on my cheeks to create a sharper line. Now you want to bring the powder from where your bags are, where you put your concealer, right up to beside that wing there along your cheekbones. This will set your concealer, it'll stop it from creasing, it'll stop it from caking, and it will give you a brighter look under eyes and you'll look less tired. Now you want to leave that on there for a while because that's going to, well, it's going to bake. I'm just running back in with a bit of mascara. Like I said, my eyelashes aren't very long, so I like them to pop a little bit better. Now, while that's setting, I'm going to move on to my lips. I'm going to take a nude pencil and I'm just going to follow my natural lip line. I've pretty big lips, so I don't need to overdraw them so much. What I do like to do is round off my cupid's bow a bit better because the points are very triangular and I don't like that triangle look, so I do round them off a bit, but I don't overdraw my lips. I don't need to. Now I'm going to run that all over my lower lip. I feel it's a little bit better. I'm applying matte liquid lipstick, and sorry, I do make terrible faces when I'm doing this. I like to start in the corners for a cleaner application. So I'll start at the outer corners of my top lip and I'll move up. Then I'll start at the outer corners of my bottom lip and I'll move down. The bottom lip is easy enough to fill in because I have a large bottom lip. The top lip, however, I have to be more careful. So once the outer corners are done, I'll start in at the cupid's bow and start rounding out that lip just to get the shape that I'm looking for. I'll run it down and I'll meet the corners that I have already done, and it just looks like a much cleaner application. Now I'm back to brush off that powder that we had baking. You don't want to rub it in, you don't want to blend it in, you just want to get a large brush and you just want to sweep that off your face. Brush it off, dust it off, and leave a nice light look. And you might want to go back in with some bronzer, which I'm going to do, and this will just brighten up my face after having that white powder on for so long. Now here's the finished look in a better light. So if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe, and you'll see some Halloween looks coming up for you very soon. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you very soon.